mean, I did it again. Perfect. So thank you very much for that. As the other Daniel, my brother said, we have conversations today from the one and only Daniel Tinev. He's a younger brother, second to him. Yeah. So they say internal change reflects external internal change reflects an external form. Last time I saw Danny, he was a small guy, you know what I mean? Now this guy, he's nearing 7 foot now. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's NBA or anything like that. So, for those who are unaware, Daniel Tinev over the summer, he went Dublin, 21 days, Dylan Timondillo gave a testimony this week on his planet career, so it's a huge trend. Welcome it, Yeah. So I seem to welcome the trend, lots of second gen, giving testimonies about their time in Korea. Yeah. So
I think of ways to stall. Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello. Hello. My name is Brendan McCann. We're good? Apologies for the technical difficulties. Thank you for your patience and understanding. And without further ado, let's welcome up Mr. Daniel Tinev. Hello. Apologies for the delay. We're okay, yeah.
Yeah, so as was previously mentioned, I was at a 21-day youth pilgrimage for YSP members, and it was throughout August until early September. So I'll just cover what we did and how it was for me. I don't know about other people. I heard a lot of complaints about the schedule, food, other things, sleep schedule. A lot of people weren't happy with it, but I think they all had a good experience at the end. I enjoyed it myself too, even though I got a really bad cold throughout of it, so that kind of messed up my schedule of attending things. But yeah, so we had a day-to-day schedule. So first I had almost 24 hours straight traveling and barely any sleep, and then immediately we went into the opening ceremony. And we had a speech by President Lee Ki-sung. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know him. So he kind of gave us kind of a small guidance on what we should try to do in Cheonggyeong, or what we should strive to achieve. And yeah. And then we also had different speeches from Bogdan and Monlang, who was our kind of the director. And they just kind of gave us an overview of the whole workshop and what we'll be doing. And so our day schedule was we would wake up around 6 o'clock in the morning, we'd have breakfast, and then straight after we would have, well, for the first part of the workshop, we would go up to the Tree of Blessing. It was optional, but we decided to go in teams. So kind of team bonding, which kind of was one of the issues at the workshop. You didn't get much time to talk to people. So yeah, you didn't get much time to talk to people, but after you had breakfast, then we went to the Tree of Blessing. We would have Chanyang sessions, in the mornings. So we would have Chanyang, and then straight after we would have lectures. And our lectures covered a variety of topics. We had Matthew Hewish. I heard that he visited here after his visit in after he was with us in a week at the pilgrimage. I think he gave a few divine principle lectures on kind of mind and body unity, and then also another topic which is discussed a lot was like the human fall. And I heard a lot of people, they were like, oh yeah, I heard this so many times already, but like after lectures, they would say, oh, I didn't hear this before, or like it's nice to hear this again because I forgot. So it's always like nice, like no matter how many times you hear one thing, either you'll pick up something new, or like you'll get reminded something that you'll either take on with you and then you'll like kind of think about it more often. That's what I heard from a lot of people. And actually, I'm not sure if you can see here, this is Osman. He's actually a first gen. He joined the church recently, like last year, I think. So he's from, I think it was Liberia, I think, or somewhere in those areas where kind of the war or whatever. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, he actually plays violin and has a YouTube channel where he kind of plays violin and kind of encourages to like stop the war and everything. And he's like, yeah, he was a very interesting person to meet. And like I was surprised because I thought it would only be second gen, but then seeing like first gen like Osman there was kind of nice to know that the church is still like recruiting new members and to see that it's still growing in like other areas which I'm not very familiar with. And there was also another first gen. He his name was Rupert. He's from the UK. I actually got like quite close to him and had like very nice conversations and like what actually got him into the church. And it's interesting to hear that like people join for different reasons because like I was just born into it. So it's kind of like you're just already in it and then you just kind of try to find your way, find your own like beliefs and everything. And that was and like some people struggle with it. Like there was quite a few people there that I heard were struggling with their faith and like they were already like I don't know doing not doing drugs but like smoking and drinking. I heard one guy he had like a few relationships back in his country, but like I saw that those people that did have problems like I saw that they were actually the leaders that were there like Bogdan especially he would like always encourage like them sitting with him so you can have a chat and like kind of encourage them to like grow or like change themselves. So it was nice to see that other people were able to kind of regain their like belief in the church or like be able to like have a stronger foundation. So yeah, for me, the workshop it was kind of like since I've been to Champion before, so like the like a lot of people when they first go there they have this like really high expectation of like you're just gonna feel something very spiritual like immediately when you go in there, but then a lot of people kind of go in with very high expectations but then they're like let down immediately. But then since I already had those high expectations before, so I was already prepared not to feel anything or like have any expectations, so I was just like okay, I'll go there and try my best to participate because like the more effort you put in like the more you'll get out of it. And that's what they encouraged there. Like they said like even if you don't feel like doing it like just try at least for chanting sessions, because mainly they said that for chanting sessions they're for like getting evil spirits out of your body. So they said that if you do Chanyang properly, like, because a lot of people they felt really tired during Chanyang, but they said like they like if they shouted louder and they clapped harder, they actually felt awake. And then after attending lectures was actually a lot easier for them. And I felt the same way that like if I actually tried to pay attention, then I was actually able to kind of learn more and like take in more. So yeah, always giving your best was kind of what I thought would give me the biggest results there. And yeah, even though I got sick, which yeah, was very unfortunate for me. Like I missed a lot of like sessions because I had like really bad headaches at sometimes and like coughing. So I wasn't in the best conditions. And like luckily I didn't really take care of myself very well as well. So that kind of influenced it. But yeah, if you could move to the yeah, this is just the beginning. For presently someone that's implementing that's in some form. He actually took really good care of us. He always said that like if ever needed, like if he needs us to like, we need him to take care of us, he'll willingly like take care of us as his own son and daughters. And like if we should invite him to our churches so that he can meet us and like he can participate in different activities. So he's very like he wants to be involved in many places around the world. So he was kind of encouraging us to invite him once we get back. And I'm pretty sure that people from Lithuania, they actually invited him over because they only have one church building. It was just quite small for the amount of people they have. So they asked Insom Kon like if he could kind of talk to some people to see if they could get like a bigger place for the church. So and I think I heard some news about it that he actually went there, or they're organizing some new, or like trying to get a new headquarters for the church in Lithuania. So if you can move it to the next one. So yeah, this is I'm pretty sure this is one of the training sessions and one of the main halls. And people actually said that doing it in the main hall was a lot more different than doing it in the small rooms, because we had two buildings which we would do Chanyang in. There's one smaller building and then like one really big building for when there's like great works. So people said that like actually the atmosphere when there's a lot more people, like they feel like a higher energy or like spiritual energy. So which kind of motivated them to like, or they felt like more engaged into the Chanyang, where they felt like more results out of it when there's more people. And they said that during Chanyang, like the clapping, it creates vibrations. So in that, like the vibration, it like helps break the kind of spiritual, or like the kind of spiritual wall that prevents the evil spirits from coming out. So they said that actually the more people there is, like the higher vibration is created, and that easier the wall breaks and more spirits can come out. And that's why during great works, like so many people have kind of the spiritual experience with Chanyang. Like I know some people said that they even saw spirits coming out of their body, and like it's actually really exhausting for them to like actually kind of feel this, like all these bad spirits coming out. And there was this one brother, he gave a testimony during Chanyang. Like he never had like, he's not emotional, and like he never had like any like experience. But like during Chanyang, he was like, okay, today I'll try my best. Like, and like, because he thought that like about the evil spirits in his body, like he thought of them as like the children of God, because God doesn't love them less. He loves them equally as all of us, and like second gen and everyone, he loves them equally. So like when they're getting removed from his body, he like actually felt like this like sorrow and like pain for them. So like he just couldn't stop crying for the whole Chanyang session. So it was like really that, because usually you would think of evil spirits as like a bad thing, and then like you wouldn't like think of them as like equal, like think of them as lower people. But then like when you think from God's perspective, like he wants to love everyone equally. So like kind of having that mindset of not treating them as equal was like, I kind of had that mindset, but like I never really thought about it. So that really changed my mind about like how I think about like evil spirits, and kind of like our ancestors, like who are trying to influence us. Like they're not like bad, they're not like below us, but they're equal, and we should try to like respect and love them the same way we would like love our own brothers and sisters. So yeah, that was one testimony that kind of stuck with me from the workshop. And we also had yoga here, you can see. And True Father, he said that like, because True Father would wake up in the mornings to do exercise and like stretching, which improves the blood flow of your body. So like, he also like, also he would do meditation. So like kind of getting in the mind and body unity. So yeah, like we started off the yoga session with like words from True Parents to kind of get our like mindsets right before we start, like not just like as a normal yoga session, but like kind of focus on like trying to calm our spirits and our hearts, and then like trying to unite with our bodies and like feel them. And then some people said that like actually like, they could feel their own heartbeat when they meditated, like because usually you wouldn't pay attention to it, but like they actually felt kind of their body kind of like they felt it uniting, like that's what they said. So yeah, for me it was like it wasn't like that, but it was nice to hear that people like were able to gain some experience out of it. So if you can move to the next slide. And actually, I didn't know until I went to Chongpyeong. They got a new tree. It's the tree of what is it? Hyojong? Was it? I think it's no, not tree of Hyojong. Oh, I forgot the name. Uh, is anyone? No. Uh, well, sorry about that, but there's a new tree that they found in the mountains, and actually they said that the tree was like it's to for like good health and like for good health and like to live a long life, because True Mother prayed at the tree as well. And what is I heard that like True Mother sent out a few of the leaders into the mountains to search for a week, I think, or like months even. They were searching for like a tree that like would stand out or like actually was different from all the other trees. And because it's just like newly found, they just created like a small path, and there's still like a lot of trees around it. But like when you think about it, when you see the tree and compared to all the other trees, like you actually feel like the tree was placed there to be found, and like it actually has some meaning behind it, because it's like a lot bigger than all the other trees, because all the other trees are like tiny, they're like this like thin, they look like sticks compared to it. So it's yeah, really. And like they struggled to find a tree, like they were spending very many days and nights looking for a tree, and then eventually they found it, and True Mother went and prayed and said that like yeah, if you touch the tree, like it will grant you like healing powers or whatever. That's what I heard. And people actually said that they did kind of gain some like treatment, not exact treatment, but like they felt kind of more clean. They said like after praying at the tree. So yeah, it was a good experience for me as well to kind of experience it, because I did kind of feel refreshed after praying at the tree and walking my way back to the center. So this was a very nice experience. And you can go to the next one. Um, next slide. Pretty sure this is already at a yeah. So this is already at a 4-day pilgrimage. So we had a 4-day pilgrimage that kind of was organized by Reverend In Pyo-moon and In Sung-kun. And first off, we went to the DMZ, like demilitarized zone, demilitarized zone, yeah. And we actually we wasn't that interesting, I would say. Like I didn't kind of understand why we went to the DMZ until like we went kind of up the mountain, and we saw like kind of we saw like the section where it was separated, and they said that at one of the spots like True Mother came here and prayed. So I'm like, oh okay. So I realized why we went there, because I didn't really like, because like also like True Father has like he also like crossed the 30th parallel, so it kind of also had that meaning behind it. So yeah, kind of learning about the war as well, like because there was a lot of images and descriptions about the war, but then there was this one message that I remember. It was about this young soldier. He actually was writing a letter to his mom, but then at the end of his letter he said, I can't finish the letter now, but I'll promise I'll come back alive. But he didn't, so that was kind of yeah, just kind of I don't know, it's kind of, yeah, like you realize how much people lost during the war and like how painful it must be for the families that lost their sons or the families due to the war. So like kind of, yeah, struck me that, yeah, it's what it's like. Uh, it was a bad time back then. Yeah. And we oh, you go back. Did you go? If you go back? Yeah, this we actually visited the place where the true family was buried, and I'm pretty sure this was Hyojinim's grave. So we have he is actually in charge of looking over the area where the true family is buried and looking over their graves and things. He kind of gave us a talk on like how the area was like created, not really created, it was like chosen. Because I don't really remember what he talked about, but because it was in Korean and I was kind of standing in the back because we were really full, and then the microphone, like the speaker they had, it didn't work very well, so I kind of had to try like understand the Korean they were speaking. So, but he did give like kind of personal experience he had like with, because he's an old member, so he like met True Father and met True Family before, so he kind of gave his own personal experiences with them. So yeah, it was good to hear kind of how people were connected to the True Family, because usually you think they're like kind of, it's like so high up, and you think that like I thought that like they're kind of separated from everyone else, but then like I keep forgetting that so many people before me, like they worked together, and like that they like them working together is like what made the church like become to what it is now. So it's like, yeah, just constantly throughout the pilgrimage I'm like reminded all these things and like learned new things about the church, that like so much work came into it to become what it is now, and that like so many people that just like neglected, and it kind of feels like it should be like it's not that it's not talked about. I feel like people just don't respect, not like respect it, but like it's like they don't realize how much work is actually put into the church. Like even now, there's a lot of work behind the scenes, which you don't hear it being talked about. But then, when I went to Korea, I hear like so much about like all these different movements and all these like second gen doing all these like witnessing and all these other things like which I never like usually don't hear about. So it's kind of not inspiring or like nice to hear that a lot of people are getting involved. And if you go to the next one, and this was at the headquarters in Busan, I think. Yeah, this is the headquarters in Busan, where it was the, I think it was the, yeah, like before they would have like meetings with like leaders here, and when the leaders from different countries came, they would put their flags in the middle here. You can see that the Korean flag. I'm not sure what country that is. Yeah, they would put the flags of the country of the leaders there, and I think true parents would sit here in the two chairs, and then we would sit along, like facing them, sitting here. And also the true family used to live there as well, but we weren't allowed to go into any of the rooms because like they said that, oh yeah, because we had a tight schedule, so we weren't allowed to go into and look around any of the rooms, because yeah, we didn't keep the schedule very well when we went out on the 4-day pilgrimage. So yeah, we'll go to the next slide. Is that well? Well, there. I was going to talk about our meeting with True Mother, I think. So after our 4-day pilgrimage, we came back and we prepared 2 songs which we performed at the Busan church as well. And it was one song by it was called I Will Treasure Your Love, and then Try Everything by Shakira, which I'm pretty sure quite a few people are familiar with. So yeah, well, we spent quite a lot of time preparing the song, and like we wasted a lot of time also because like we weren't very organized with it. So a lot of people became annoyed and they didn't really want to practice because we would be standing for like 45 minutes before we actually started anything. So it was definitely a struggle to get everyone in the spirit of kind of wanting to practice and sing, because it was just really tiring for them and boring, since we usually would practice at night after we had like a long schedule of lectures, chanyang, and then everyone was also kind of, I wouldn't say dreading, but they weren't very what is it well, like they weren't very excited about visual prayers at night, since it's like kind of, it was hard for them to stay in one place because we're sitting on the floor as well, and then you're just listening to translation, which sometimes it's really bad, like you have a really high static sound, or they just don't sound good, they sound like they're in a bathroom and you can't understand what they're saying. So like some people, they wouldn't, like sometimes it was so bad that people wouldn't listen and they would just like start reading their own hundake. But then they said that always, like after the testimonies for the 2 hours, the 1 hour period that we had for praying, like all together, like they said that was like actually the best part of visual prayer for them. And they said it's worth waiting the 2 hours of the testimonies and like bad translations sometimes. Because like a lot of people, because they said that like at that time God can hear your prayer directly, and a lot of people had what is it, experience with it. Personally, I didn't have any experience, but like just the atmosphere that is created in the room, like everyone's just shouting at the top of their lungs, screaming, banging the ground, crying, and you're just standing there like you don't know what to do. Like my first time there, like I go in and I'm expecting it to be like this kind of quiet prayer, and then like they're banging these drums, and I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? Like I'm not used to this atmosphere. I'm not used to shouting in prayer. I've only done it like at the New Year's with True Mother. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting experience, and many people were uncomfortable with it. Some people like even had to go outside the room because it's too loud for them because they had sensitive ears. So they'll like actually pray outside the Chongshimon, the prayer hall. So yeah, definitely kind of a struggle for some people to attend vigil prayers at the beginning. But by the end, everyone was gonna say they're gonna miss vigil prayers. But it's good to hear that people were able to adapt to it and like actually find meaning behind it. And yeah, sorry, I kind of went off topic with the True Mother meeting. So yeah, firstly we went to the Chonjeonggung, which is where True Mother stays. So we went in and we obviously had a rehearsal for our songs, and it was very unorganized because everyone didn't know where to go, because the room was like, I'd say it was a bit wider than this room, but like longer. And then we had like 100 and something people just sitting in a row. And then we were dancing and moving as well. So people were like hitting each other and like bumping into each other. And like you'd have to like kind of stand sideways to fit in the rows. So yeah, we had a few talks before. Yeah, we had a few talks before True Mother actually entered. So yeah, I don't remember those talks, but when True Mother entered, like obviously everyone like stood up and we clapped, but I'm pretty sure that was like the closest I've ever been to true mother. So like kind of seeing her that like up close, you just like I don't know, it's like a different experience when you're like that close to her. Like you just see her way more clearly. And then like I don't know, it's just like the feeling. Like I don't know how to express it, but you just feel like someone important is there. And like and then one thing that True Mother said, it was like I don't remember like most of the things she said, but like at the end, when she like stopped speaking, like she asked the people beside her, she was like, how long did I talk for? And like how many minutes did I talk for? Like she was concerned because she wasn't keeping track of time because I'm pretty sure she was very busy herself as well. But then like the way she said it, like she was like it was like she was talking to like her children or like a small child. So like it was kind of I don't know how to say it. It was like it felt nice to like kind of hear True Mother kind of speak like this informal way, or like how speaking to her children. Because like she sounded very friendly and like kind of like a mother. So like just that like when I heard it, like it just put a smile on my face. I was just laughing. So I don't know. It was you can say it was like almost cute. I don't know how to express it. So yeah, and when we performed the songs, like I kind of had some like expectations of like True Mother kind of, I don't know, kind of to be like, I don't know, like give off this like happy aura. But when I looked over at her, she just kind of looked like it was like a normal thing. So I don't know. I like my expectations were kind of brought down. But I think like uh what is it? That she appreciated the amount of work we put into it, and that she's like at the end she said that like she enjoyed the songs, and that especially like she was happy to hear that we sang Hyojinim's song. So yeah, and also I was able to talk to Shin Cho-hyun because I met him before when I was in studying in Korea, so it was nice to meet him again and to talk to him. And yeah, he was actually kind of interested to hear how the dorm back in Korea was. So it was nice to like talk about it as well. And like especially talk to one of the true grandchildren, because like you don't get that experience often. So I kind of felt uh privileged or like kind of very happy to like be able to meet him again and actually talk with him. And I know a lot of the brothers, they were actually like, we kind of formed a little circle, like around him and like kind of talk to him as well. So like a lot of people were, it was good to see that people are actually interested in the true family and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much how the workshop went. I can't say that it was organized the best. Like there's a lot of kind of things that could be fixed. And like one of the main problems for me was that we didn't get a lot of well, especially like we didn't get a lot of free time. But then like I didn't mind that we didn't get free time. It's just that like I felt like that building bonds with the brothers or sisters even was like very important, and I felt that that was like they were lacking in that area a lot because we had teams, but then we would only have like 30 minutes in the evening to do team discussions. And then usually they said that we should have lunch in teams, but then nobody really did it. And like we had teams, but we didn't do any team activities. So it felt like the concept of like having teams or like even making them was wasted. And like apart from that, like yeah, just they didn't give any like they didn't give any time to like actually talk to people or like be able to bond with them. Because I only talked to kind of a few people which were kind of more uh how do I say it? Um extroverted. Like they actually like they would like go up to other people and talk to them. But then like I kind of wanted to also talk to the Portuguese brothers, because I only talked to one of them, but the rest of them they kind of stayed with each other. So I kind of feel like I could have made more connections with people, but yeah, they didn't really allow for that. So I kind of feel like if they did add that, it would also be more enjoyable. And like, because you can learn a lot from other people and like other second gen. Because when I talk to a few people, like they actually like they have like different perspectives on like the same thing, which you might have had a different perspective on, and just hearing like everyone else's ideas can actually be very eye-opening. So yeah, I just feel like uh yeah, it was kind of a wasted opportunity because there's so many people from around the world that you might never, well, you might meet them again eventually, but you also might not meet them for a very long time. So I feel like just the opportunity, like giving an opportunity to create bonds with people was just missed out and should have been added. So yeah, like kind of feels that part was wasted, but I felt like there was a lot of spiritual growth and like personal growth in people. Like I saw like a few people like they kind of changed the way they acted towards other people. Like at the beginning they would kind of, I don't know, be a bit more rude, but then they were turned out to like kind of be more caring and nice. So yeah, it was nice to see that people actually like started to change for the better and like actually had a good experience, because I know some people were just glad that the workshop was over and they could go back home. So yeah, thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. That was very heartfelt and personal. We appreciate that. Nice to hear our fellow second gen accounts of our time in Korea. Yeah, so thank you for that. So we can move on now to our closing song. Song of the
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Let's all join in singing the song of the heavenly soldiers. Beautiful morning sun has come above the land of our home. From the bright trails of people fighting from the land of God. Far behind the snow-white mountains stands aloft in majesty, ruling over the world, shining o'er the universe. Marching soldiers, marching on with his light, united in life eternal, we are God in heaven and earth. Soldiers fighting strongly for the victory, bringing all souls to harvest on the fallen hope of free. Freely giving love and beauty to and from our parents' arms, speaking the word over the world, rescuing the family of God.
Oh, guys, it put such a smile on my face. Appreciate to Daniel McCann for starting that. It's all about the domino effect, the butterfly effect. So you can all please have a seat. Thank you very much. All right, nice bit of energy in the room. That's great. So yeah.